What's up guys, Demon Asylum here, and in this video I'll be showing you an incredibly good XP method that will give you thousands of XP per minute and that is not solely focused on doing a ton of crafting as the previous major methods covered by most people have been. Real quick, this is no doubt my longest video for Starfield so far, as well as that I've put the most work into, so if you end up enjoying the video or finding it any bit useful, I'd really appreciate if you took a second and dropped a like on it as well as subscribed. Thanks in advance. Also, I saw this new method posted first by Kibbles Gaming. He is consistently doing really great videos and that he obviously puts a ton of effort into, so big shout out to him. Go subscribe if you haven't already. A link to his channel will be in the description below. Alright guys, let's get started here. First, let me give you a quick look at exactly what it is we'll be creating in order to get crazy amounts of XP very quickly and by doing nothing more than killing creatures over and over again, which is very fun, I might add. Now at first glance this might be a bit overwhelming to some of you guys. Trust me though, it is not that bad. I'm going to take you guys through this step by step, being as clear as possible but while also trying to get through it as quickly as possible. Let's get started here. What you need for skill requirements is Zoology rank 1. That is it. Additionally, an exception here, totally optional if you want to do this method on a planet that has extreme temperatures, extreme pressure, toxic or corrosive atmospheres, or extreme gravity, you will need the planetary habitation rank to match. I have 0 out of 4. The planet I'm doing this on, which is working well, does not require this skill at all, and there's many other planets just like it. Once you have Zoology rank 1 though, go to your star map and go to the highest level system that you can access. Yeah, I know top left I'm in a level 70 system, I could be in a 75, but this was more convenient for me. Regardless, go to the highest level system you can access. That will make it so enemies on the planets in the system are higher level, and of course higher level enemies give you more XP. So in that highest level system you can access, find a planet that has moderate or abundant fauna. You'll see in the middle left of the screen, this planet has abundant fauna. Moderate will suffice as well though. Go to the planet and make sure first and foremost you can put an outpost down. If you can, then from there, go around the planet and focus on medium to large size creatures. And you want to kill a handful of each one until when you scan them, it shows 100% scanned. Now, the reason you want to focus on the more medium to large size creatures is because they're going to give you more XP, and you'll get a feel for which creatures do give you the most XP on the planet. Obviously, you want to go for whatever gives you the largest amount of XP, but you also want to focus on when you have the enemy 100% scanned. In the bottom right, the details that are listed, you'll see this guy, for instance, it says outpost production allowed. It has to have that listed in order to use it for this method. So find a creature that gives you a good enough amount of XP you're happy with, but also more importantly, this says outpost production allowed after you have it 100% scanned from killing enough of them. Once you do have that, you want to go around the planet and find an area, and you can go back to the planet and land in a completely different spot, by the way, when you do this. Just find somewhere on the planet in general where it is a good chunk of land that is as flat as possible, like this is for the most part, and that also is as clear as possible in terms of trees and bushes. Now, if it does have some trees and bushes, we can work with that. All of these storage containers you see here are blocking trees and bushes that were here originally, so no big deal if that's your problem. You can definitely get past that the same way that I did here. So once you have found your spot, you want to put an outpost down, and all of the resources you're going to be using here to create anything within the outpost for this method, you can get by using the Aquila vendor chest glitch. I'll put a link to it in the description and comments down below. Many of you are likely already familiar with it. The general store on Aquila, Shepherd's General Store, that vendor chest that you can get access to first by just looking through the ground, that will have all the resources you need for this method. You may need to reset the chest a few times to get enough resources for however much you want to create here in your outpost, but you can get all the resources from him nonetheless. And there's also a mineral shop nearby which has aluminum and iron. You need those for creating things for this method. You can buy those and it will make it so you can get those resources all the faster. But anyway, you're going to want to put a sleeping bag down here next to the outpost, and in the middle you're going to want to have a big staircase of storage containers. This is going to be your vantage point to take enemies out from once you have everything set up, like you can clearly see this is for me. Now let me go into building mode here real quick, and let me go up into the sky, make this easier to see for you guys. What you want to do once you have your storage container staircase is go to the 4th tab over. It is builders, and you have here animal husbandry facility. this is what Zoology Rank 1 unlocked. So you want to put a big circle of these buildings all around your storage container staircase vantage point. And what all of these will do, as you have already seen, is they will spawn creatures. Now once you have a big circle of them, I think I have 20 here. Obviously you guys can do more or less. You can do them closer or further away, whatever suits you best for the area. You guys can put all those down, and then let me hop out of building mode here. You guys will have all of these creatures spawning at each one, and if you have multiple creatures on the planet that you scan to 100% and that were eligible for being used with these buildings, if the creature that you want spawning and that you know can spawn with this is not spawning, what you need to do is go into the control console, and you just need to change the item that you have listed for it. So as you can see, I have 4 items listed. The creatures I have spawning right now are for Metabolic Agent. If I do Gastro Delight, a different enemy will spawn, these guys. So I'll go ahead and click on this again, switch it, and if you need to switch it, then go ahead and do so until it is the creature that you want for the method. Now once you've done that and everything is basically set up, all you guys want to do is just head to your vantage point, your storage container staircase, get up to the top, and preferably have some kind of rifle with high damage that you guys can work with, and then crouch down so you can get extra stealth damage, and then pretty much just lay into all the enemies. As you kill all of these enemies, more will continue to spawn from the buildings. That is the whole point of them. And in terms of ammo and guns, all that kind of stuff, or resources to make the guns better, all those things, you guys can get all of that again from the Aquila vendor chest glitch, which I mentioned earlier. There is both the general store chest and then also the weapon vendor chest there. So all of the things you need in terms of ammo, in terms of guns to get you started, if you are not already kitted out for this, you can get that there in Aquila. But we'll go ahead and just start taking out all these guys here. You guys will get a feel for exactly what the method is. Some of these are already dead, but no biggie. The majority of them are alive, and there will be some dead bodies left over afterwards. But we're going to just go ahead and smoke all these guys, pop them. Obviously having higher damage weapons, having skills that increase your damage, all that sort of stuff will make this method better, faster, all those good things. I'll go into that a bit more after this part of the video when I'm talking about making it as efficient as possible, but you guys should get a pretty good idea of exactly what's happening here as I'm popping all these guys. There you go, 2800 XP very quickly, and you pretty much just sit here and keep doing that. You just continue to take out all these guys from afar. If you for some reason needed or wanted to just go up in their faces with a shotgun or an SMG or a pistol and continue to run around these buildings and taking the guys out, you could do that too. To each their own, but you guys see what exactly we're doing here. We're just taking out all the enemies over and over again as they continue to spawn at these buildings, racking up a ton of XP, and while in my opinion, having a great damn time doing it. Alright, so now that we're past how to do the method, let's quickly go through some major things that will make this even more efficient. Starting with XP bonuses, sleeping for an hour at least will give you a 10% XP bonus for 24 minutes. Sleeping with a companion you're married to will give you a 15% XP bonus for 24 minutes. Drinking Tranquility, which you can get from a vendor in New Atlantis as well as maybe elsewhere, gives you a 2% XP bonus for 15 minutes. Drinking Alien Tea, which you can craft, gives you a 2% XP bonus for 15 minutes. Buying and eating The Strip at the Whetstone restaurant in New Atlantis gives you a 2% XP bonus for 30 minutes. And finally, buying and eating Shepherd's Pie at Kay's Place in the Well, which is within New Atlantis, gives you a 2% XP bonus for 60 minutes. As for stacking these bonuses, while you cannot drink 2 Tranquilities to get a 4% XP bonus instead of a 2% XP bonus, for instance, with just one of them, you can, I believe, stack all of these individual bonuses from each unique item alongside one another. Feel free to do some testing with any and or all of them to see for certain and get the best XP gain possible. Now let's move on to your weapon choice. Like I already mentioned, a rifle, and more specifically a semi-automatic one with a decent size mag, will be the best option. You'll naturally also want it doing as much damage as possible, which can be affected both by what mods it has on it as well as what skills you have and ranks of those skills you have unlocked. Having your weapon set as a semi-automatic is an example of a mod that can give it more damage. Another is the high-powered mod. Examples of skills that can boost your rifle damage damage are the skill that corresponds with your rifle damage type, such as the ballistic skill giving up to 30% more damage to ballistic weapons, rifle certification, which gives rifles up to 30% more damage, and rank 4 of sniper certification, which makes scoped rifles do 50% more damage when the scope is being used. Speaking of, you'll likely want a scope of some kind on your rifle given the distance between you and the creatures you're constantly killing. It will make it much easier. Obviously, whether you're using a short, medium, etc. kind of rifle will depend on distance and preference, but you'll surely want one, and especially for that 50% damage buff if you have sniper certification rank 4. Some other things you can do to make this method more efficient are only doing it during the daytime when it's easiest to see all of the creatures, having all of your buildings that produce the creatures as close together as possible, having a good balance of enough buildings producing creatures, but that aren't so far away that it's hindering or slowing you down any bit, and then finally, and this is more of a large one, you can set up a whole separate outpost and with an entire separate creature farm right next to your original one, so that when the bodies start stacking up too much or there aren't as many enemies constantly, you can travel over to your second outpost with your second farm and do the same thing there while bodies despawn at your first one. Oh, and as for the doors of the buildings, I always keep the side doors closed, but I'm still testing whether I feel having the front door opener closed is best. Some creatures can spawn in the buildings rather than outside, so having the door open means a chance that they walk in the door's line of sight, meaning you can kill them. However, the door being open also means the chance of other creatures walking in from the outside that otherwise wouldn't have even been in there if the door was closed in the first place. I don't think it's very often that they actually walk in, but again, I am still testing, and so it's something to consider. I think that about covers everything, guys, but if you come to find or even just think of other things that could make this method better, which I didn't mention, definitely post about them in the comments for all of us. That's going to do it for this video, though. Drop a like on it down below if you want to show your support, and subscribe, as well as click the top bell icon to be notified when I post new videos and do live streams. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.